Hi, Juanita Rasmus here, and I am just so very grateful that you've decided to join me for the Learning to Be Immersive. You know, there's great power in making a decision because we all have a choice. We can be indecisive or we can make a decision. And when we make a decision, we literally everything about our energy into moving toward something we desire. And so I'm so happy to know that you'll be joining me on November the 20th. And together, we're going to look at some of the resources that have been informing my life recently. One is The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. One of the finest points of Raymond Charles Barker's work is that when he talks about making a decision, he talks about the fact that we really make decisions every single day. And that in many cases, we have about 80,000 thoughts a day. And many of those are just thoughts. They're ruminations over ideas, but they're not the same as making a decision. You see, we can decide for the four quadrants of our life. We can decide for our health and well-being. We can decide what kind of health we want to have. We can decide that we want to do certain activities that will empower us to have the best body possible for loving well and serving well in our world. We can decide about health and well-being. We can decide about our time and money freedom. We can decide. You know, recently I read an amazing story about a woman, and I'll probably share a little bit about her on Saturday, November the 20th. But anyway, this woman had earned her living by doing laundry up until I think she died in 1999. This woman who had earned her keep, a Black woman, earned her livelihood by doing laundry and managed in her lifetime to create an endowment of $150,000 that she gave to the university that was across the street from her house because she had not had the opportunity to obtain an education and wanted to make sure that any other young people who didn't have the resources wouldn't be blocked. You see, this beautiful woman, we'll tell you more about Miss McCarty, Osceola McCarty. Miss McCarty made a decision that in her lifetime, she wanted to be a philanthropist. She wanted to give. Now, she didn't wait to hit the jackpot. She didn't wait to win lotto. She made a decision about what she wanted to do with her time and her money. The third area that we'll be looking at is how we make decisions around our relationships. You know, we're not going to get out of this world without some relationships, but we do get to decide about the quality and the quantity. We get to decide if we want to be around people who are speaking our language, a language of light and love, a language of empowerment and abundance, a language of spiraling up versus the well-known common hour thinking that spirals us down. We get to decide. Then lastly, but certainly not least, the decisions we get to make around our vocation, how we're going to serve in the world. You know, I remember a time during my recovery from a major depressive episode that I didn't think I'd ever go back to the platform, to speaking publicly again. I thought it was over for me. And one day I was dropping my girls off at school, and I'd been passing this building for quite a long time. And the Spirit just kind of led me to go in and find out what they did in there. And it became a place where I volunteered, working with those who were mentally different. And in doing so, I found a way that brought me to life while I helped serve alongside those who were engaged in creative making of pottery and painting. And I found out the joy of being creative and knowing that that too is a part of what it means for us to have a vocation, to serve in the world. There are ways that we give of our time and the ways that we invest in creative output and creative experiences and encounters. That too is a part of how we serve the world. All of this boils down to one word: decide. Decision. We each get to make a decision about the quality of our relationships, the way we'll serve as our vocation. And remember, vocation doesn't just mean job that you get paid on and you quit at 65, because the reality is, as long as we're breathing, we're called to serve the world. But we get to decide how we're going to serve the world. We get to decide about our time and money freedom. We get to decide, yes, about our health and well-being. I made a decision recently. My cholesterol level was through the roof, and I decided I want to live. Not just any old kind of way. I'm going to be bikini ready December, all right? Just count on it. We get to make decisions about how we live, how we learn, how we love, how we serve, how we show up in the world as reflections of the great Creator, as pure love. So I'm excited. I'm grateful. We're praying for you. Our team is diligently preparing. And I want to invite you to prepare. Prepare now. There are 3 things you can do in preparation for our time on November 20th. Number 1, block it out on your calendar. Make sure that you limit any interruptions. This will be a time where you'll want to put your cell phone on silent or do not disturb. This will be a time where you'll want to make sure that your children are cared for. And if there's any way that you can be in a separate space even from them, this is your retreat. Decide that you want to get everything out of it that you possibly can. The second thing you can do is make sure you have a space for being on this retreat in. It might be that your office is the best place, or a library in a private room, or backyard, I don't know, but find a place that will work for you, that gives you Wi-Fi access, that will allow you to be on the Zoom platform. We're going to send you some other information along the way in an email. But I want you to begin to prepare by deciding to set it on your calendar. Prepare that you'll limit distractions. Prepare the place that you'll be in. And then thirdly, prepare snacks. Prepare having some water available. Prepare tea, or if you're a coffee drinker, make sure it's prepared and available. So whenever we take a bio break, you can quickly get what you need and then resume our process. You see, the beauty of a retreat is that it's an intensive, in this case, immersive experience, where we want to minimize interruptions and we want to tune in and focus on what God is doing in us, for us, and ultimately through us. I'm looking forward to being with you. We're praying for you as well. We hope you'll keep us in your prayers as well as we make all the fine tuning that has to happen for such an event as this. Remember, we are over the moon, excited, waiting to see you in the room. Come prepared, camera ready, because you just might be on the screen. And so we're looking forward to seeing you November the 20th. Stay tuned. We'll be sending some additional information. And as it comes in, take the time to read it as soon as you get it, because it's about preparing. And there'll be some steps for preparation. You know, any good event requires planning, preparation, and that means planning on our part and preparation on yours. I am grateful that you made a decision. You said yes. Yes to yourself. Yes to dreaming and envisioning a life you would really love to live. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you